me, Mario.
Welcome to Between the Joysticks. Press start and then we're off. Nick and John, they've got the sauce. Breaking news and some hot takes. Even if there's some mistakes, Nick is captaining the ship, while John gives thoughts straight from the hip. But when their powers combine, we're all in for a hell of a time. Between the Joysticks, it's the best. Up to 6 things they will address. Tell all your friends and settle in. Between the Joysticks now begins.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 164 of the video game podcast Between the Joysticks. On this episode, we're talking, let me read that right, Arc Raiders? We're going to talk Arc Raiders? Do we talk about extraction shooters on this show?
Somebody must have wrote in.
Yeah, must be an email or something.
Yeah.
No, hell has not frozen over. John is playing Arc Raiders, and we're going to talk about it on this show. Hey, remember we mentioned that Xbox Developer Direct coming in January? Well, it's official, and we're going to talk about on this show. And then there's a prediction John made last week that made an IGN article this week, and we're going to talk about that too. All that and much more on this episode of Between the Joysticks. I'm your host, Nick, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, John.
Hi.
I forgot to do this last week, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about 2025. We did this a year ago, but did you have a biggest disappointment of 2025? Was there something? I know of one that you're going to say, or you would say.
Okay.
But did you have any kind of disappointments?
Yeah, Doom the Dark Ages.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second. I was super hyped for that game. Like, it was my number one most anticipated game. I drafted it first in our fantasy video league. I had big expectations for that game, and
we should have had that as a when we talked about our 2025 like overview is like most anticipated not living up to the hype between Doom and Ghost.
And both of those games, they weren't bad by any means. Like, they're top tier games. I don't know, like, you know, it's the fallacy of having high expectations for something, and it's like, you know, after seeing one battle after another after it being out for 3 weeks, you're like, well, this better be the best movie I've ever seen in my life. You know, and so it wasn't quite the same with Doom the Dark Ages. I bought it day one. It's just, I don't know, I got tired of it earlier through it than I was hoping I would be, if that makes sense. I
mean, I didn't even finish it, so
right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That's a good answer.
Yeah, good game. I mean, 86 on OpenCritic. You know, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I played it, but that franchise, it wasn't the shot in the arm. Not that Doom is a tired franchise. It's only been rebooted for 10 years now, but like, I don't know. They got to figure something out.
They just need to.
Or just
put it down for a while. Go to like Quake or something else.
Yeah.
Go to a different IP or a new IP. I mean, any shooter that it decides to do, I would be interested in. But maybe when they're not constrained by Doom and Doom Guy, maybe they can make a more refreshing game.
Yeah.
Because it seems like everyone still thinks that first game of the new trilogy is the best one.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it might be a lesson in sometimes, like, you know, what is Doom known for? It's known for big, meaty explosions and guns and all stuff like that, and so maybe they just took that assignment a little too far, and like the actual answer was like, no, you guys kind of threaded it perfectly at first. You know, tone it back a little bit, because what I specifically remember not liking about it was that every single fight felt like I was just entering a big arena, and it was just like, okay, here's an arena fight after an arena fight after an arena fight, where I enjoyed going through the corridors of Doom 2016 more, getting the keys, and like maybe having more like intense one-on-one fights with some sort of enemy. I don't remember the name of the specific enemy. I think they were an Eternal, but like their eyes would blink and then they would like charge at you really fast, and it was like one of those, like, almost felt more like a boss battle thing as opposed to just mindless like parry, 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 knock your head off, big mech thing. So yeah, probably that one.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you, buddy?
Probably. I mean, I'm probably in the same boat. I mean, Ghost being, you know, especially with the delays of other games, being the number one most anticipated game for me, and it
was also your number one draft pick.
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind
true.
Of a funny little parody there.
That's true. And yeah, again, not a bad game by any means, but definitely not a game that I will remember or think fondly of.
Yeah, you'll never go back.
Or when this generation finally ends, won't even be in my top 20 list, 30 list. You know, there'll be so many other games.
Buddy.
Oh, I think that
Atsu's going to come for you.
Yeah. and it's funny because it's not over. It'll get the Legends mode this year, so there'll be more of a discussion about it. But yeah, and then I was also what actually made me think about this question was like Monster Hunter Wilds came out last year and also just gone. No discussion as far as the Game Awards, just falling off the earth.
Yeah.
For
Wilds
such a huge
is a
franchise.
weird one. Like, yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter World, famously Capcom's #1 selling game of all time. Monster Hunter World seemingly brought that franchise to kind of like what Persona 5 did, where it's like it brought it to a level that it made it seem like it's a mainstay now. And I saw an article. I didn't read it because, quite frankly, I'm not interested in learning everything I can about Monster Hunter. But it was talking about how like greed killed it. Like there's something to do with, I don't know if there's like a paying mechanic that makes it like a pay to win, or I don't know what it was, but it seemed to have something to do with it. But yeah, that game, yeah, you're right. I don't think anybody talks about that game anymore.
No.
Weirdly enough. Like even we had a friend of the show, Nick. He's a big Monster Hunter guy. I don't think I think he bought it and played it, but short of like that first week or two.
Yeah, and even I had friends that got into World quite a bit and didn't even touch this one at all.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of them playing it. So, yeah, that's interesting for that franchise. That looked so promising when it was debuted.
Yeah, and by no means, I think this could easily just be like a blip. Like it could be like they'll come back with the next one and maybe they figure it out.
Oh, I'm sure if
it's not like the franchise is dying.
If Circana comes out and is like, the top selling games of 2025, I wouldn't be surprised it's number 7 or 8, 6 or 5, that high up there. So
according to at least the AI results of Google, which I hate as like a reference point, but that's the world we live in. So the AI results of Google say it's number 3.
Okay.
But
I think you're just trying to
work
in your prediction of AI being everywhere.
It also says Black Ops 7 is 6. So I don't there's no way Borderlands 4 sold more than Black Ops 6 or 7, I would think.
Well, if they're saying 6, they're saying last year's.
No, Black Ops 7. I'm sorry. I might be. I'm looking at Battlefield 6. And there's a lot of numbers in front of me right now. But
that might be true. This year is the weakest Call of Duty, or last year was the weakest Call of Duty year, which would also put it under one of the biggest disappointments of last year that we didn't touch.
Right.
So yeah, it's probably about right. But I don't know. Yeah, just Monster Hunter just not doing it.
Yeah. Sorry, Capcom. Your renaissance is over. You failed. Ooh, here we go. Circana. Oh, nope, that's just November. Ignore me, Nick. Just keep going.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Nope, year to date. Number 3. It was right.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, Wow, okay. I guess you got the time frames to think about, right? Black Ops just came out. Borderlands has been out for a while. Wow.
Okay.
Move on, Nick. Move on.
Well, I was actually going to ask you, what are the top 5? I was just curious. Did it say the top 5?
I already closed it out. Battlefield 6 was number 1 in like NBA 2K26, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
sure Shadows is up there.
Let's see. Here we go.
And like you said, Borderlands 4.
Back to it. Year to date. Okay. Battlefield 6, NBA 2K26, Monster Hunter Wilds, Borderlands 4, College Football 26, number 5, Madden 26, number 6, Black Ops 7, number 7, Black Ops 6, number 8. Oblivion,
the world we live in, folks.
Oblivion, number 9, and Yote, number 10. So good showing for Yote, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, PS5 is the only console that matters anymore. So.
Yeah, and this year will definitely prove it.
Yeah.
We've already seen
get Saros into the top 10 people. It's not going to happen, but get it, do it.
But we've been seeing, Schreier already talk about how PlayStation will be so heavily tied to Grand Theft Auto 6 that it's going to be.
Yeah, anecdotally, I already know of somebody who came up to me and was like, he's talking about getting Grand Theft Auto 6, and he's not only is he a PC gamer, he's a World of Warcraft only player. Like he's been playing World of Warcraft for 18 straight years, and he's like, yes, I'm probably going to buy a PS5 just to get Grand Theft Auto. Like that's just one anecdotal out of the woodwork. So yeah, it's great.
The PS5 that I sold you. Had you waited like 2 weeks later, someone else had asked me about it.
Oh really?
Yeah, for that very reason, for Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
Somebody I know?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So okay, yeah. Well, that went places. Well, that's all I got for the intro. So if not, we can get into the show and some.
Well, I just want to issue a quick wellness check on our friend Jesse. Jesse's been communicating with me over the PSN network about he's doing it, Nick. He's doing a Pantheon run, and I'm so proud of him. But I noticed right now he's playing Minecraft, so I'm wondering if it
maybe he's like you, it's his kid.
That was my thought. Maybe he's playing with his son or something, or daughter. I'm not sure. But I was like, get back on that horse, Jesse. You got this. But I know how much of a bear that can be. He was telling me jokingly about how the fuck is he supposed to beat Nightmare King Grim, and just keep your head down, power through, buddy. You'll get it.
Senpai, that's not. Come on, you got to give better advice than that.
There is no advice for Hollow Knight fights besides just you have to just. It feels stupid to say, but it's a get good. It's like you just have to learn. You just have to get the moves.
Is that what you tell your son every life's lesson? Get good.
If he decides he wants to do the Hollow Knight Pantheon, yes, I will, because there is no trick to it. There's no cheesing it. It's just literally learn the moveset and react to it fast enough that you can counter it and you'll be good. Like I can get through that fight now, and this isn't a flex, Jesse. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like I can get that fight, no hit it. Like I can do that.
But he also played Hollow Knight 120 hours last year, so
I did.
That's what it takes.
100%. Yep. It's not for the faint of heart, but yeah.
I'll wish
Let
Pal
us
of the
know
show.
if you do it, Jesse. I'm sure you'll hit me up on PlayStation.
Yeah, good luck to Pal of the show, Jesse. That is no easy task. One of the hardest platinums I know of out there. So. All right. So unless you got something, we can get into how the show works and get into some Arc Raiders discussion.
Let's do it.
All right. This is how the show works. John and I can both bring up to 3 things to talk about for a total of 6 things. It doesn't necessarily have to be 6, but that is our limit. Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to keep bringing it up. It can be a news item. It can be a video game we're playing. It can be a topic. It can be an email from you, the listener. Our email address is betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. Our Twitter account is @joystickspod. Follow us there for updates on the show. And finally, we have a YouTube page at Between the Joysticks. Comment on any of our videos, and you'll be read on this show. Let's get into it, John.
Yes.
I can't believe we're doing it.
Yes.
You have been playing Arc Raiders.
Playing and enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this show didn't cover games like that, but
trying to expand our audience, Nick. Somebody here has to. Yeah, man.
Here we are.
Is it fair to say Arc Raiders is still the biggest game in the world? Is it fair to say that still, or is something?
I think it holds the crown until something else comes out. But I would say, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't typically, embark on these Zeitgeist games. I certainly don't embark on the multiplayer only Zeitgeist games, but.
I know.
And
I can't even believe that story you told me earlier.
We're just gonna get roped into it immediately. I mean, Nick, this is your fault, man. This is your fault, right? Like, had I not gotten a PlayStation for Levi, I probably wouldn't have played Fortnite. Had I not played Fortnite, I wouldn't be like, ooh, all right, let's just see what this thing's about. And obviously, it's a different game. Arc Raiders is an extraction shooter and battle royale. And just for the listeners, of course, I'm joking to Nick. I'm very thankful and happy that he was able to gift me a PlayStation 5 that I was able to get my son because.
And I'll read our text message exchange when I realized he was playing it. So I turned on my PlayStation, noticed he was playing it. I said, "Hell has frozen over. What timeline is this?" And you're like, "LMAO, it's quite a thing to see, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Nope, don't like that." And you're like, "We call this phenomenon the Levi effect. For $30, I thought it was worth a try." And I responded, "So this is indirectly my fault. What have I done?"
Yep. At least you're self-aware.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so I mean, it was on sale over the holidays, and I thought, let me see what this is about. If there's ever a time for me to get into it, it's now. And I had the thought too that I could play this with my son. I still am. I'm in that weird limbo phase of okay, what's appropriate for him and what's not. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna play it myself, check it out, and then we'll go from there. And what I found is
that's a good parent.
Yeah,
that's a good parent.
I try.
Yeah, is it you're checking it out and making sure it's okay for him.
Yeah, and because I'm kind of an anti-gun guy. Own guns, all this stuff. That's all good, but I'm sensitive to them, and so I know it's more realistic than Fortnite and things like that. But what I ended up finding out about this game is it's also a lot more chill than Fortnite, and maybe that's a good place to start with this game. I don't like to play sweaty games. I don't want to, boot up Call of Duty and get mad that my kill death ratio is not where I want it to be, or that I think
it's got to be a 2.0 or above, bud.
I know, and I don't want to have to play that way, right? And so, jumping into this game, and I knew about the community, how it's like kind of a welcoming community, how people are more about like the meta thing of like, we're all in this together, we're fighting. It's kind of like a lot like Helldivers, right? Like we're fighting the enemy and we're here to loot our stuff. And I didn't know how true that was going to be. And I can confidently say that after playing about 10 hours and encountering a good 50 people throughout my matches, I have never once died from a player. So like I'm like, okay, like this is pretty legit, right? Like it's and I've heard there's some things that the Embark Studios, the makers of this game, have done where they, recognize how aggressive you are as a player. And if you're very aggressive, if you probably have some kills against other players, you're probably going to be matched up with more people like that. And I also understand that like I'm still at the beginning.
It's very smart.
It's very smart because I wouldn't play this if I was constantly getting killed. I'm done.
Oh, you and a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think that's
so very,
brilliant.
very smart. And I also understand that like I'm at the beginning phases of this game still, when there's lots of people out there with hundreds of hours. Those are the guys trying to kill each other.
And I wanted to touch there. How many hours are you in this game? Have you played?
About 10.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10. Like the way that I'm balancing it out, and we'll talk about another game I've beaten, is like I'm not only playing Arc Raiders, right? It's usually like a good end of the night type game, do 2 runs or so, and then I can bounce out. Like because I still am not the type of guy, as chill as this game can be, it can also be very stressful. And so like when I go through those stressful moments, I'm like, let me either turn it off or go do something else because it just triggers a part of my brain. But let me take a step back because let me talk about, I guess, the gameplay experience.
Yeah, I want to know. I want the loop. So you said
Yeah.
you'll do 2 runs. What is generally a run from start to finish?
Yeah, so an extraction shooter, for those who don't know, because it's a newer genre, it's basically you're dropping into a map with about 25 other people. There are environmental enemies that are there to kill you, things from your small drones to large, crazy, hulking things you have no chance of beating. But you're there to gather. You're there to loot things, to improve the equipment and stuff that you have back at base. And when I first started playing this game, I thought I was doing it wrong because I would jump in and it doesn't really tell you what to do. It's just like go loot stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I'm going through these buildings and I'm getting rubber parts and I'm getting wires and I'm getting deflated volleyball and I'm getting, just junk, right? Things that when we play RPGs and games we've played for our entire lives is just junk. And so I'm like, I'm missing something. What am I missing?
I was going to say, yeah, like what would be like the equivalent of a legendary?
So there are legendary weapons and things, but you're probably not going to. I haven't picked one up yet. I mean,
But they're graded that way? Is that?
Yeah, so it's the standard white common, green uncommon, blue rare, purple epic, yellow legendary.
Yeah, we all.
But then you also get like blueprints. So there's a lot of guns and different things that you have back at base that you aren't able to equip or you aren't able to craft until you get those blueprints. So like if you come across one of those, like a little chimey jingle plays, and you're like, oh sick, I got something sweet. So you're going into these maps, you're looting these areas. When you drop in, you pull up your map, and it kind of isolates these different areas on your map, right? If something is like has a good amount of loot, or a decent amount of loot, but it's kind of dangerous, it's gonna be highlighted in yellow. If it's super dangerous, but there's a lot of really good loot, it's going to be red. So you can kind of like dictate, where do you want to go? And each of those areas are also classified by technological, medical, industrial, residential, and something else, I think. And that kind of, all of the different equipment you're getting to upgrade your base is all categorized in one of those. So it kind of tells you, like, look, if you need to get a damaged heat sink to upgrade your gear bench, that's going to be found in an industrial area. So you can kind of highlight that and make sure that on that run, you're going through it. And so, again, bouncing back, I thought I was doing it wrong, but what I quickly realized is that, like, no, this is the stuff you're supposed to loot. And, like, as you start to learn the systems and learn, like, what things upgrade what things, you kind of start to realize the loop that I think everybody wants to know, right? Like,
you go into these runs with an objective, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's different quests that you can get. Like, you have traders back at base that can give you quests where, like, if you do those quests, you'll get different upgrades and money and things like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, you're just kind of like, you're going back to base. You have, like, 7 different benches. They're all level 1s. They all upgrade with different things. You have a little pet chicken that goes out and collects stuff for you while you're doing your thing, so that even if you get wiped on a run, you can come back and be like, okay, cool, at least I got, 35 rubber pieces and this from my chicken. And it creates a very, very satisfying experience of, going into a run, needing one or two things, and if you find them, it feels great, right? Because then it tackles the other side of the game, which is now I got to get out. Because if you don't get out safely, you don't get this stuff, right? I mean, you get one safe pocket in your loadout. So if you do get that one thing you need, you put it in there, and so it's like, okay, good, at least that's safe, and that is upgradable. I think it goes all the way up to 3 different things.
What's this pocket made of?
It's a butt pocket, secret pocket. You can't take away the butt pocket. So you shove that thing in your butt.
It's the anus.
Yep. You shove it there, and then you could take it back. But you see, guys, see what I mean? If you get some little toilet humor, it makes Nick go. But so
I walked right into it. That's
did.
why.
But like last night, right? Like
it's prison rules. Well, of course.
Last night I had that run. I had a bunch of awesome stuff, and I got surprised by a big drone, and it wiped me. But I was like, okay, thank God I put that thing in my pocket, so I brought it back.
In your ass.
In my ass. But what this game also does exceptionally well, and is and this is something I think I need to issue to all multiplayer players out there as an apology. I have to issue an apology because I would always roll my eyes.
A crazy episode.
Yeah, I know. This doesn't mean I'm only a multiplayer game player, by the way, boys. Like, I'm still a single player primary. Just want to put that out there.
We'll see.
What this game
starts as an itch.
Does really well is it creates moments. And I used to always roll my eyes when people are like, yeah, the narratives and the stories you can tell with your friends playing a multiplayer game, it's unlike anything else. Like, fuck you. Like, no, give me a story. Like, it's just, it's just like, oh, cool, yeah, you went on a 10 kill streak, and like, well, that was memorable. But like, what this game has done is create these moments where it's like, I have all my shit. And the audio design, this is the best audio design I've ever probably experienced in a game with headphones. Like, it's the feeling that you get when you go into a building. And there was a lot of times, like when I first started playing this, I would break a door down because I was playing Fortnite, and I'd just charge in, and then I would have this little ball that flame throws me to death. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? There's enemies in here, of course.
Right.
And so I'd go into a building, and I'd be like, okay, I'm sneaking around. I see I'm being methodical. I'm shooting the bad guys. I'm getting my stuff. I'm ready to get out. And then all of a sudden, just the world sounds like it's going to collapse on you. And there's like a big fucking tank outside. It's raining mortars on the building. There's a dude in here that's shooting at him with his party. And you're like, "Arr!" And all of a sudden, like your intensity, stress levels are just going off the charts. You're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. So you pull up your map, you isolate, like, okay, where's the extraction zone? It's 500 meters away. You know that they're fighting there. So like, you're like, all right, I got to get outside, avoid the little drones, because if the little drones see me, then a big tank boy is going to come. And so you're trying to like do that. And there's been a ton of moments of like, by the skin of my teeth, a thing sees me, I shoot it, but my shots bring this other big thing, I'm running away, I crawl, by the skin of my teeth, I get out of there. And it's incredibly satisfying to do that. Obviously, there's the flip side of that, of like getting down and you're like, fuck, I lost all my stuff. But like, I imagine if you're playing this with other people, it's just a whole nother level to it, where it's like, oh, I'm down, God, boys, I'm down, and you can kind of get away, get back up, and take on some of those bigger fights. Because I have, if there's any part of this game I haven't really experienced yet, it's like, fighting those bigger enemies. Like, there is not a game, even a Souls game, where I feel more threatened by the smallest enemies. Like, I don't want to get engaged with anything when I'm doing this game because the stakes are high. And so all of these things together just kind of create like a very satisfying 15 minutes. It also has that thing where it's like, you drop into a map, there's a 30-minute timer. After 30 minutes, the whole map explodes, so you got to be out by then. But you can extract whenever you want. Right? So it's like, it's a good cadence, it's a good loop. And I think that Embark Studios did an amazing job of just programming this game, because, again, speaking of those moments, like, I'll never forget the first time I'm running through trying to get to extraction zone, and again, that auditory thing. I'm in an open field, and all of a sudden I hear there's a rocket behind me. I'm like, what is that? And I look up, and there's a rocket coming down, and it's just like a random thing that happens. It's basically full of rare loot. You get the rare loot. I feel like I scratched off a scratch-off ticket and won, got my stuff that improved the stuff I had, and then got out and was like, yeah, that was great. And not to mention, like, I had a moment last night where I was getting to my extraction point, and there was another guy there, and he's just like, hey, man, you extracting? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got this extra blueprint for a gun I already have. Do you want it? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, so he threw it on the ground, and I didn't say fuck yeah, dude. I went like, yeah, okay. Because like I still have the these are just random strangers on the internet, but I feel self-conscious. I just how I am. I don't like to talk across mics.
Sure.
But I'll get there. But long story short, I can absolutely see why people like games like this. I can see why, if you have a group of friends to play, this stuff is dope. If there were something I would say, like, I don't see myself ever wanting to play a game like this in perpetuity, right? Like, if I level up my workbenches and I get the guns, like, to a satisfying level of, like, okay, I got there, I'm good. You know, there could maybe be a platinum run, maybe, but a lot of it's online bullshit that I wouldn't want to deal with. But, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, you know, if you know, well, I'm gonna sink 700 hours. I don't understand how somebody could play this game for 700 hours. Like, unless if you're really getting engaged in that PvP angle, maybe.
So yeah, interesting. I made a new friend. He listens to the show, so pal of the show, Matt, if he's
cool.
listening. He's playing a lot of this right now too. Yeah. So I'm getting more pressure from other forces to play this. And yeah, he said he's probably just over 100 hours or something, and he says he's pretty much done everything, and he's ready to sunset it.
Yeah, and that's perfect.
But he did mention, I want you to confirm that when you launch in solo, you're running with other solo players.
Correct.
Okay. That probably means why a lot. There's not as many combat encounters as opposed to
sure.
like a 3 person squad would.
Yeah.
You would definitely run into more combat heavy.
Right, and you're going to feel a little more confident with your friends right next to you. And,
right,
you know,
right.
And like, it's interesting too how just like as I've never been in a fist fight in my life. Like I'm a non-combative person. I'm a gentle giant. Like I'm 6'3", but I don't want to do that. And so even in games like this, it's like, man, you gotta be a real piece of shit to like be like, hey man, you want to extract, and then like just shoot him in the face. Like, God, you gotta really, there gotta be something wrong with you. But at the end of the day,
comment.
Yeah, I know. That's video games, right? That's what we do. But you know, I have not been able to convince Levi to play this. It's too slow for him, for sure. You know, I mean, going from Fortnite where it's just legendary after legendary after legendary after epic after epic. You know, he doesn't really want to. He's not patient enough, but. It's a really well done game. It's a game that I didn't understand it at first. I had to watch like an hour's worth of YouTube videos to again just make sure that I knew I was going down the right paths. But like, you know, as you start, there's only one area you can go, one map, and then as you play more runs, you'll unlock. I think there's 5 total. I just unlocked the 5th one last night. Haven't checked it out yet. But like that's cool too because, you know, you'll get obviously different degrees of difficulty. You know, are you trying to go and really take out one of the big boys with your friends, or you just want to kind of go in and get a specific piece of loot or whatever you need? But you know, it's a good game to dip in and out of. $40 is perfect. You know, again, I picked it up for $30. So, yeah, man, Arc Raiders is it's the truth. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't see myself like, you know, going down this path, like I mentioned, where I'm like all of a sudden interested in what the next multiplayer game is. Like High Guard has absolutely no interest in me. But Marathon, I'm like,
I had that question keyed up.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, it's, you know, if it comes, like I said last week, you know, if it comes out and people actually like it and there's like something there. Did they confirm? They haven't confirmed a price on that yet, right? Or did they confirm 40?
It is the 40 price.
They did confirm 40? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a maybe because that's also a very, like, if I do quote unquote, wrap up Arc Raiders in a couple months, I'm not going to want to jump into another one immediately. But
yeah, and we'll have to see. Again, Marathon will have to be reintroduced, right? I 100% believe there's a state of play by at least February or within March to talk Marathon and Ceros and other things. But
well, and the other side of that, too, is like, yeah, first-person shooting,
right,
which is a downgrade, but also there's no way that game's not sweaty. Like, there's no way that people are be like, hey man, what's going on? Like, you know, you're gonna get people with their snipers, and they're gonna.
That's true.
You know, so it's gonna not have that angle, and that's probably that's.
We'll see. I mean, Bungie has this blueprint, right?
Yeah.
I think they're at 12 million sold for this game.
Yeah, that got
so if Bungie's listening or watching, and they 100% are, I wouldn't. Everything you've mentioned, the solo mode, the idea that more aggressive players get teamed up with each other, like, you know, if they're not doing all that, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
I think you know, it has to be a good game first and foremost, but I think you have to have everything that Arc Raiders seems to be doing right in this space on top to really make
and that's
an
why,
impact.
and that's kind of what part of the reason I made that prediction is because I know that Bungie's got good bones. Like, it's going to play well. Just can they get, you know, the extra stuff in there? But yeah, I mean, if there's any listeners out there that want to, you know, pair up with me and play a round or two, I mean, Nick, I'm we had this conversation the other day. Like, I'm kind of at that point. I'm not going to force you to buy it by any means. Like, you're in a video game lull, but like, I'm confident enough that like, yes, I would want to, if you texted me and like, I want to go do a run or two.
Wow, you're just okay.
So
remember our deal. If you tell me to buy it, I'll buy it.
I have to pay you back.
And if you stop playing it, like immediately after it,
yeah.
After that, I will.
Then we'll know that truly
I'm
my
not
issue
an
with
asshole. I just be like, whatever, bye.
I know, but I'm also not an
should
asshole.
pay
I'm
me.
also not an asshole, and if I only played a couple nights with you, I'd probably pay you. But yeah, and that might be a good little test because then I would truly know that I don't like multiplayer games when I have to play
Because I do
with other
wonder,
people.
like you mentioned, like loot, and you haven't seen legendary loot. Is it possible solo to get to the higher tiers of things? I've heard that there are like bigger enemies that require multiple people. Like, can you do that solo mode, or is the game going to be like, well, if you want the best loot or you want it quicker, going with more people, taking down the bigger areas or the bigger enemies might be what you might need to do.
I'm not sure. I mean, now that I unlocked that last area, that might be a good little test thing to go in there and see if like, am I getting? Because I have noticed like even a couple of the other levels, like it does jump up a level of quality. So maybe, but I also do know like the hardest enemy in the game is called the Queen, and like it's next to impossible to take down with like even like a 4-man squad or 3-man squad. So like, right. I don't know, but I think the systems are laid out well enough with the upgrades that you have back at base. Again, like you have a gun bench, a gear bench, an explosives bench, a refining bench, which helps you get all the like gear you need to craft the stuff. So I bet you if you just grind along, you're gonna grind longer, but you can probably get to that point where it's like, okay, cool, you can level up your guns, you can equip attachments to your guns, all sorts of stuff, and it's a pretty cool game. Okay. I get it now. I guess that's the thing. I get it now because even when I first started playing this, I was like, this is good, but I don't understand why it's like a 90 good. And like, it does everything that I think people like, all the quality of life stuff, all the smart decisions and removing the sweatiness for people who want it and just, making it a game that when people pick it up, they can kind of dictate how they want to do it. And yeah. I don't have a review, obviously, at this point, but it's tracking at that 9 area. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
What is going on? What a weird year already. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Like, does Arc Raiders have a chance to be like my most played game of the year? It's got a big fucking head start.
That's true.
Coming out now.
Well, it's a very busy year, so
100%. But it's good stuff.
Incredible. Are you getting into like the subreddit at all? What are the general vibes? I was wondering.
No, I'm not like because
usually with the games like this, you usually get like the honeymoon phase, right? Like everyone's like enjoying it, and then you have all the tryhards that beat all the content, do everything, and then they start turning on the game.
Complaining about the end game or something.
Yeah, complaining.
I haven't seen many people complaining. I mean, and again, I'm not.
And I just briefly looked over, and I don't see really much any complaints.
Yeah, no, I think they're listening to the community. They're, treating it with care, and yeah, obviously it's good. So people are happy to jump in and play it. I don't think there's any glitching, no server issues, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean it's as successful as a launch as you can. Think of, like we've said many times. I think it's just how you have to do it if you want this level of success. Can't have server issues and login issues and all that. Just hit the ground running and
just those little moments though.
Let word of mouth spread.
Lots of just running. Oh fuck! You shoot him, they shock you. Like a lot of the dumb drones like electrocute you so you can't move, and then you're like trying to crawl away and you duck around the corner and you go in a building and be like, I got away from you, and like then you heal up and it's just satisfying, man. It's weird.
Okay.
Wouldn't have thought.
Wow. Okay.
The lack of sweatiness is the thing that shines through, though. So.
All right. Well, I feel like we'll come back to this for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be around. So, we'll have more. What is the world called? Does it have what's the overworld called?
It does. I have no idea.
Okay.
Speranza. It's just like at least that's like what you're because like you live underground,
right? Yeah,
I think so. That like city that is underground, I think it's called Speranza.
Okay, well, we'll revisit Speranza. All right, well, we'll finish off with another game you've been playing.
Yeah,
back to your roots.
Yeah, you were all mad at me when I told you I was playing Arc Raiders. You're like, you're not going to play real games anymore. It's like, oh, look at this, Nick. I've beaten another one.
We'll see.
Yeah,
just one.
How about Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Was this in your top 3 last year, or was it like probably like
it was
that
in my
fourth?
indie game list. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was not in my top.
A big Nick game from last year.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
And obviously right up my alley with its Metroidvania-like tendencies. But yeah, I mean, what to say? It's a great game. I mean, the thing that pops out immediately is the art style. I think that's probably the game's shining thing. The way it's animated, the way that the colors really pop out is beautiful. I mean, it's interesting that game and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound coming out very close to one another because they are both gorgeous in their own unique ways. So that's
Year of the Ninja.
Yep, Year of the Ninja. And yeah, I think it was a good mix of like your old school kind of we're going level to level and like beating kind of like, I mean, there's like 12, 13, 14 stages. I just like I'm sure the old Shinobi games where it's been a long time since I played a Shinobi Sega Genesis game, but I did, and I would imagine they operate the same way. But yeah, I mean, I guess the part that I'll start off with is the combat was very, very good, but I felt like I needed a little bit more. Like I never felt the urge to use the special moves. I don't nimpos.
Yeah.
Because like Joe Musashi is so fun to just flip around and use his slashes that like I never found really the need to use any of that stuff. I would use my rage meters a lot, like especially if so. Like I guess let me take a step back. You can build up 2 different meters. You have your ninpos, which like kind of build up a lot throughout a fight. Where if you're slashing people, you're going to build those up, and they're kind of like special moves. But then you also have your rage meter, which is kind of like your ultimate move. As you get hit, that will build up. So like if you're, it's kind of designed so that like if you're having a really tough time against a fight, getting hit a lot, that's going to build up quicker. So you can kind of use it to either unleash a lot of damage or heal yourself completely, things like that.
Yeah.
Heal
but
yourself
is the move.
Yeah. But I felt myself just almost always when I get in a fight, it's like, okay, I'm just going to use triangle, slam you on the ground, slam you up into the air, and then just try and do as much damage as possible. And like, it's good. It's not a knock against the game by any means, but like,
yeah, I just like the water Nimpo is the one I used a lot because it was basically a counter attack.
Yeah.
And against some of those enemies, it just was so effective.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and fair. I didn't really use the water Nimpo at all, so like I'm not a big counter guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like it's how you go through these games. One thing that I think a lot of people liked is that like, and I know you did, is each level is kind of like its own little self-contained Metroidvania, as opposed to a big open world where you're fast traveling and stuff, with the exception of a few levels like the Mad Train level where it's kind of more just like your standard go from point A to point B. I gotta say, I wish it was a big map. I know that's not how you are, but
I know
that's how I am. Where it's like, I feel like especially like when I was going through the beginning of the game, there's a good amount of areas that you can't get to, just like any Metroidvania. That's how it operates. But like as opposed to where I could just like have benches or posts where I can like fast travel and be like, okay, now I can go back here. It's like, I don't remember what level that was. I don't want to go back to it and then look around. So it, while I understand it was kind of it was a calculated design choice to do that, I think I personally would have liked it if it was all just mushed together in different like biomes or whatever. But really good. It's hard. It's like a hard game to really analyze, I feel like, because it doesn't do anything beyond what these games do. It just does them to an exceptional degree. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. It's very fluid. It runs great. It's it's a bullshit story like any one of these games are.
Right.
Demon Lord's taking over the world.
I just love their art. Like for Street Fighter, or not Street Fighter.
Streets of Rage
4, and then that art style just gets me. I don't know. I really like it.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. I prefer this to the Ragebound like pixel art stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, I wish it had maybe a better trophy list too, because like I would absolutely go through and play this game again if it wasn't for a couple specific of the trophies, which is like you got to go through the stages without getting hit and getting S ranks and all of this stuff, and it's like I get it. If you really want to see everything a game has, I'm sure the designers of this game, especially the combat designers, were like, well, yeah, but you don't truly get the experience until you get to this and able to do that. I get it.
There's some shitty trophies last year for sure. I know you love Silk Song. I still think the one that you are missing it sucks.
I hate it. Yeah, I mean,
that's terrible.
I mean, I'm I'm looking at videos and I'm working myself up to that one, but like, man, why do I have to beat it under 5 hours and then beat it again under 30 hours with everything collected? It's like,
Right.
I don't know, man. Just let me collect everything, get it under my own time, and then, I don't know. I really truly feel like they felt like they had to make a trophy that was like really hard to like balance out the Pantheon thing that they just didn't have in this one. It's like,
And
you could have just left off that trophy entirely and been fine.
and to get the hardcore like you to do something else, a challenge worthy of because there's no Pantheon, right?
Right.
Like, so they have to have something.
But like, there's no
equally
way
as
to
difficult.
do that trophy except for following a dude who knows. Like, I don't. If Silksong does anything poorly, it's obtuse. So
Right.
it's like, I don't know where everything is. I'm not,
Right.
and I don't know what. There's no way.
Yeah,
so
I
I
can't
gotta
even
literally
imagine.
follow a guide that's like okay, go here. Okay,
And can you
pause.
just and
Go
can
here.
you imagine
Pause.
doing that run and being at like 29 hours and 30 minutes and being like, I'm fucked?
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
fucked. It's over.
Yeah, because like you run into a
Fuck
boss that
that.
kicks your ass like for 30 minutes. You're like, that was a 60th of my time.
Right.
You need to, but like, I mean, it's you want to also the counterpoint is that you want to have something that is a top tier challenge if you enjoy a
of
game as
course.
much as something like that. But yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean Shinobi, it's a 9. It's a 9 game.
Perfect.
It's really good. Understand what if you don't play it if you don't like Metroidvanias, don't play it if you don't like action platformers, but if you like those things, it's a no-brainer.
Right. And I think if it's a good introductory to those things, because I think again, it's not a big sprawling map that's like, oh my god, it's like there's like segmented stages. It's it's much more digestible.
Yeah.
A lot less friction.
But I love I like the combat system a lot, man. Like how it's like, okay, yeah, you only have a light slash and a heavy slash, but if you dodge and then do this attack, then it does a knee, and if you dodge and do a heavy attack, it's gonna do this thing, and then like you can jump up in the like a lot of different variable. Like they maximized the move sets that I guess they have. I don't know how else to put it, but
Right.
felt fluid, felt good. Yeah, Lit Shinobi's dope.
Yeah, I'm excited because they're doing this DLC where they're bringing bosses from other games. Dr. Eggman is going to be one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes and what that looks like.
Cool.
So it's still installed on my system. I still see it in my crossbar. I'm like, oh,
It's funny I deleted it.
that's fine.
I know,
That's
it's just how I do things.
I mean, I love delete. As we talk about on this show, deleting is such a great feeling.
Bye.
But yeah, no, it's a really, really good game. Highly recommended.
Shinobi Art of Vendor. I like. Sorry, there's a cool little mechanic in the game too that I like, where it's like you're gonna obviously come across like easier enemies to kill, but then you'll have some big boys. And something smart that they did is every single enemy has like a break point, I guess.
Yeah.
And so like some of these beefier enemies that kind of get a little annoying. It's nice that like, okay, I can get you with my kunai.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
you have kunai that recharge pretty quickly, and so like if you hit somebody with that, it's not going to do any damage, but it's going to bump that up. So you're like, oh, you're my only guy left, and I can I can press triggers and you're gone.
Watching people like experts, like try and get the S ranks, and yeah, it's like kunai every enemy to build that meter, and then just go and then move on.
Yeah, because you can. There's like a little symbol that appears above enemies' heads.
It's like an execution.
Yeah, when you get that all the way built up, and it doesn't go away. So you can get every enemy on the screen, and the more enemies you have that have that, and you do the special move, it gives you more rewards. And so, yeah, there's ways that you can play around with it, but you can kind of see through that, which is why I don't want to get the platinum. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to learn all that and deal with
It's not platinable.
Yeah, but cool, man.
All right, we can move on to our next topic then. All right, we have a news item discussed last week. That's why you listen to us. We said we're at a DEF CON 1 for a Xbox Developer Direct, and days later, it was correct. Xbox Developer Direct 26 coming January 22nd. We know of 3 games that are going to be there. And the first one, thank you, is Fable.
The big one, baby.
That is a huge one.
I thought it was gonna die.
Well, as we said last week, to catch everyone up, if Forza Horizon 6 was there and not Fable, I'd be very worried. But in this case, both Fable and Forza Horizon 6 will be there. And then there will also be a third game, Beast of Reincarnation, a game we saw at the Xbox Game Conference back in June of last year. From Game Freak, the makers of all the Pokemon games.
What? So it looks like a Pokemon game, right?
No.
We'll get to it.
No. And then the rumors are there's a secret fourth title that's going to be there, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's talk about the 3 games that are confirmed to be there. It sounds like Andy Robinson of VGC is saying Fable is a PS5 launch game, and Forza Horizon 6 is not.
Flip those, please.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see him first, and then we can decide.
Okay.
But but Forza Horizon 6, of course, is coming to PS5. It is. It's just it won't be ready at launch. So, and again, rumors. But what do you think? What do you think of these 3 games? Do you have anything to add? I'm assuming you're excited to see them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Forza Horizon is a top tier franchise that I've only experienced 5 hours of, but the moment I picked up Forza Horizon 5, I immediately understood why people really like this game. It's just it's arcadey and fun, the same reason that everybody liked Burnout and Need for Speed and things like that. So and set in Japan, you couldn't pick a better location for me to be interested in.
Right.
So so that's gonna be awesome, but it's also gonna be not very exciting of a portion of the show. It'd be like, oh, it's so pretty. Yep, there's a car. Oh, it's so pretty.
Right.
Cherry blossoms and Mount Fuji. But no, the addition of Fable here is a very big breath of fresh air for the fans of that franchise. I've never played them, but I know you're a huge fan of 2 or
Yes.
1.
2 is the fan favorite and my favorite. Yes.
Is that the more serious one or the more jokey one?
Well, they're all jokey. They all have British humor. They're all definitely jokey. But the second one ended, and this game's so old. I'm not even. The big thing with Fable 2 was the dog. They gave you a dog companion in the game. You could play fetch with him. He helped with combat.
Yeah, okay,
and then the end of the game gave you this big choice where you could save all the people of Albion, save your dog who dies, and then I forget what the third choice. I think the third choice was like greed. Like it was like you'd get like money, and, like enough money to buy. Because in Fable you can buy every house, you can buy every store, and I don't know if that's true of the new game, but that is something you could do in the old game. And then decisions would happen, and then you would come back and see what happened. But yeah, Fable 2 had that infamous decision, and of course you got to choosing the dog.
That's why I was trying to see if there's stats on this. I want to know what percent of people,
because you really, if you don't choose it, he's gone. Like you can, the game's over at that point, but you can go back and finish up things and explore the world some more. But you won't have the dog, and who's not doing that?
You can choose wealth, love, or sacrifice. Those are the
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a franchise I don't have a lot, but I love British humor, and
That's very good.
I could use a fantasy game in my life. So the fact that it's here, though, Xbox does not have the best track record in the past 10 years of announcing games and having them come out. Whether it's Perfect Dark or what was the Scalebound, and you just kind of wonder, is the bleeding going to stop, or can they start getting out some of the big games that they've promised? And so to see it here, we're going to get a release date is a very good thing.
We did that segment last year where we talked about all the games and whether they're going to be here or not. Like after the Perfect Dark thing, and I remember when on the Fable discussion, it was like, well, it better show up again. Like that's the only way I believe that it won't be a canceled game.
Yeah.
And then you had the Forza Horizon 6 announcement, which is done by the same studio, Playground Games, that you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, Fable.
Playground Games is doing what Insomniac did for the beginning of the PS5. They're like, oh, we're just going to make everything for you guys.
Right.
That's fine.
But to your track record point, the developer direct is like a home run.
Yeah.
Not only do we get tons of release dates as we did last year with Expedition 33, Doom.
South of Midnight.
Yeah, South of Midnight. So one would expect that Forza Horizon 6 and Fable are going to get release dates, and maybe sooner than we think.
Yeah, I would imagine one of them slated for spring and then maybe summer. I would hope. Because they're going to obviously want to avoid the fall. Like, there's no world where they want Fable coming
maybe
out.
August or September for Forza, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, which one comes first? Like, I would have thought for sure Forza, but I don't know. Just because like Forza, first off, it seems like more of like a spring summer game, like cherry blossoms and racing and all that stuff, and and Fable, the cozy fantasy game, seems more as the fall season. But like, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna approach it. Grand Theft Auto is a little black hole, messing with everybody.
Well, that and we can talk about the games that are not here, but. Yeah, the games that are not here that are coming out later, or supposedly this year, according to them, your Gears of War E-Day, your Halo campaign, I'm never going to get evolved.
Yeah.
Those type of games are not here. That you wonder, where are these two games going to land when they're definitely not landing in November?
Yeah.
But what about the final, the one game that's the question mark, this Beast of Reincarnation? How do you feel about that?
I'm mad at Game Freak because they can obviously make games that look better, and they don't with their biggest IP of all time. I don't know. I mean, this is very, very, very much okay, let's see what you got. Like,
Right.
I'm not making any hype announcements.
It looks like
It
all
looks-
the Eastern games we've been getting.
Yeah, I will say, like, I think the protagonist looks like the most generic thing you've ever seen. There will not be like some sort of character that's remembered fondly in 10 years or anything like that. We'll forget her name within 6 months.
Yeah, I wonder if she's just a customizable character.
Could be. But what I will say is I do think the environments and the monsters look like they could have some special sauce to them, and it makes sense, right? Game Freak knows monsters, but is it fun to play? Is it dense? Does it have a lot of systems in it, or is it just your generic slashing game where Game Freak's hoping that we can just have another revenue stream, or I don't know. I don't quite even know why this game is getting made. It's weird. It's a weird one, especially Game Freak partnering with Xbox.
Yeah, I wonder if they're publishing it. I mean, it's obviously coming to Game Pass if it's here, but I wonder if Xbox is publishing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But even the environments, like there's a key art shot of like the protagonist standing in front of like a huge tree with like the sun in the background looking all golden and pretty. Like it could be a cool game. I just there's no way to tell or know if Game Freak has action chops or not.
Okay.
Hopefully they do.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not making any judgments on that one until I see some reviews.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
Don't pre-order that game, folks.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it'll be Game Pass, so if you subscribe to that, you can play it. But all right, well, let's move on to this fourth rumored title. I think the rumor is it's a third-party indie game.
Correct. Yeah, they say from VGC. Yep, indie game, third-party publisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it?
So why don't you go first?
My answer is Replaced, which it was revealed so many Xbox conferences ago. It's been delayed for a very long time. It is confirmed to be coming later this year. It's a Game Pass game, so I wouldn't be shocked if that is the fourth game. But the secret part is tricky.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted you to go first, because I think that game absolutely fits in this scenario. If it wasn't for the fact it's had a pretty dominant Xbox presence already,
right? And
I think they want this question mark. They'd be like, "What is it?" And then if it's replaced, they'd be like, "Oh, we know about this one. We know this is coming."
Right.
So my guess is
Okay.
that I think it will be. I got 3 guesses, but we'll start with the one I think it is. If I were to put money on one, I'm going to go with Mouse PI for Hire. I think Xbox has a rich history with shooters. This game captures your attention immediately. Right? Anybody who looks at this knows it's got that old timey Cuphead look to it, and I think it will be a pretty big game. I mean, Troy Baker, voice actor. Previews seem very, very high on it. And it could be an easy Game Pass game, something they probably wouldn't have to pay a ton of money for. It's made by Fumi Games, who's a new developer. And if it is a hit, I mean, that's a great one. That's a great one for them.
Yeah, but again, another game we've seen a lot of. Why not just say it now?
Because I think, why not say it now?
Right. Why not just say the 4 games now and just say Mouse PI for Hire is the 4th game?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think again, because I think
this
game is so eye catching, and I also don't know if it's really in as many people's radar as we think it is, just because we're in this space, right? We absorb this nonstop. But for the people who are just like, I have an Xbox, what's coming? They're like, what is this? Like, it's the type of game that if people don't know about it, they're gonna talk a lot. And I think there's also I picked this game up in our draft, so like I've been looking into it a lot. And what I didn't realize about this game is, I thought it was just a first-person shooter, but it's much more of a detective noir. We're taking pictures. We're getting to the bottom of a mystery. There's some BioShock comparisons, which, I'm not saying it's the next BioShock, but, like, there's more to this game than I think even the people who are kind of aware of it know. So that's, like, my shot in the dark.
Okay.
The other 2, Potential ones are Big Walk, which is from House House. This was a game we've seen with like cartoony looking birds. It's a co-op experience.
Yeah.
They put it in the same vein as Peak. And I would think like if there's another genre that's going to try and maybe like get a little more into the console space, it's that like I think they call it friend slop on PC, you know, and you could see a world where like this is like kind of a more AA, AAA friend slop game that actually has a lot to it. And then lastly, I don't think it's this one, but like maybe I'm just again throwing them out there. At Fate's End from Thunder Lotus, the makers of Spiritfarer. I don't know if it's as big of a game and there's not going to be enough to talk about with that one. But I could see it being a Game Pass game. It's an indie game that's going to get great reviews, and so I could see them wanting to partner up with them if it's like, you know.
Yeah, and they did a lot with 33 Immortals as well, which was their
game.
previous game. So that was tied to Xbox too as well. So
yeah, so those are my like, I don't know, shots in the dark.
yeah, it would be great if it was something brand new, because then that's exciting. Like it's going to get this like big reveal. Maybe could be a day one game, you know, like it's just out now.
What if it's Fallout 3 remake? What if what if it's Fallout New Vegas? There's rumors that that's like imminent and it's been being made alongside. It could be something.
That would be huge.
It could be something like that, you know, and even Shadow dropped.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't. It just doesn't need the spot, right? They can just drop it
That's a
like
good point, yeah.
Oblivion. Yeah, I don't know. It's like again, the third party indie game.
I guess it wouldn't be that then. It's not gonna be third party indie.
Right.
It wouldn't be one of those. Never mind.
Yeah.
Look at all the clues, John.
Well, yeah, they bought Obsidian and then they bought Bethesda, so it's not a third party anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like again, a lot of some of our favorite indie developers, you know, like Neon White.
Is there some crazy world where it's like, no, it wouldn't be Hades 2? Like where like here we're gonna give you the date and stuff,
No,
and, like, show the console, but
yeah,
like there's not enough there.
I mean, it's a big deal, but yeah,
You wouldn't put it here.
But to have that fourth secret spot seems odd unless it was like Shadow dropped immediately. But again, it's like a Game of the Year nominee. It's not.
Yeah.
It's known.
Yeah. I don't know. What are the other? I drafted a bunch of indie games in our league this year. I was just gonna like pull up my list real quick and see. Just because I obviously.
Yeah, I hope it. I hope it's something new and not just something we like. As much as I want to see replaced, as much as I want to see Mouse PI for hire.
Witchbrook would be dope.
Yeah, or a lot of these games that have we've seen quite a bit of. That it would be great if it's just something new and something.
I hope it's Planetennent Verteidigungskankanen Kommandant.
Yeah.
PVKK. Look it up. It looks awesome.
But I'm happy. I'm excited for this direct. I mean,
Eternal Life
it's going to be. You know. It's pretty incredible that again we had last year with Obsidian being like, oh, we're dropping Avowed and Grounded 2. Oh, and the Outer Worlds 2. And then the next year, Playground Games like, yep, we're dropping Fable. And then, we're doing Forza Horizon 6. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, sprinkle in a little Claire Obscure in there, too.
Yeah, that... Well, I'm talking about, like, the studios are releasing multiple games a year, like,
sure,
which is unheard of, you know, outside of, like, an Insomniac who did Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart within 6 months of each other.
What are you doing, Valve? Team Cherry. Slackers.
Yeah, exactly. That it's pretty wild, and yeah, again, 2 of 3 games I'm excited to see for. Excited to see just going into it, and then a surprise 4th game.
Yeah,
it'll
be fun.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Okay, so yeah, again, that's January 22nd. So
I know, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to watch it. Got a company meeting.
But yeah, expect us obviously to discuss it on this show after it airs. So moving on to an IGN article that is very specifically timed. This comes from IGN's Ryan McCaffrey, and the title of the article is Why 3D Mario Should Return in 2026. And I would love to think that he just listens to our show and was like that John guy, he made a good prediction. Because as you heard on last week's episode, John predicted that 3D Mario is returning.
You laughed at me.
I did, and then I countered that a 2D Mario is returning, forgetting that Super Mario Bros. Wonder is getting the Switch 2 edition and DLC this year. So I'm not feeling great about that either, but I still don't feel great about the 3D Mario. But let's see if Ryan McCaffrey can change my mind.
Okay.
But he won't because he has the same points you do.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Nothing concrete.
Yeah, he notes that it's been 8 years since the last 3D Mario, which has surpassed now the gap between Galaxy 2 and Odyssey. He does point out that he would have thought a 3D Mario would have launched last year with the 40th anniversary.
I would have also made that bet. Yep.
Yeah, we did with our Switch 2 predictions. But we only got 4K remasters of Galaxy 1 and 2. Bleh. Who wants that?
Not for $50.
But he goes on to argue a lot of the same points that John made, including like what other bullet is in the chamber of Nintendo that can drive Switch 2 sales. And there's one other one, but very unlikely, and he mentions that. But Mario's one of them.
What was the other one, Zelda? So what are you?
No. The Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Which is very unlikely unless it gets again a Switch 2 version. Do you think Smash? A little side. Do you think we can get a Switch 2 version of Smash?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have made this prediction once. Is like, I mean, what better way to drop a character? Like you could do one or two more characters.
Right.
You could even do something cheeky, be like it's Miyazaki as the last character. You could do something silly.
Right.
So I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, I think it's the only way you're getting another game in that franchise anytime soon.
Yeah,
is this edition, because it sounds like what's his face Sakurai's not gonna.
No, dude's old.
Do another.
I mean, he's old and like developing Ultimate. He was hooked up to his desk with an IV or something. This guy's crazy. That's not even like I'm not exaggerating.
So yeah, he says all their other franchises have popped off more recently. So not expecting a new Animal Crossing or Donkey Kong or Mario Party or Pokemon. Those all kind of came out. Metroid. Yep. So it is due. And then, of course, he mentions the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is going to be a big deal this year, going to make billions of dollars, and why not have a game that is around it? But he does point out that, you like we said last week, with you would think like, oh, duh. It would be obvious to release a 3D Mario with that movie, but we thought a Fallout 3 remaster makes sense while the show is as hot as it is, and
it's really hard to line up those productions.
Yeah, of course, and you never know, right? Like who would have thought a 3D Mario movie would have done as well, but of course it would have. Come on.
Yeah.
But and maybe that's still the plan, but I mean, you read the article, John. I think he took a lot from what you said, but you're still on this.
I'm riding this train till the end of the tracks, baby. Yeah, I mean, because worst case scenario, I'm wrong, and you can laugh at me and I told you so. But best case scenario, with my 5% chance, I get to stick a middle finger real far up in your face. And
not mentioned in this article or by you, but like the biggest game of the year, Grand Theft Auto 6, is not coming to Switch as of right now. That if they can't get that because it won't run on a Switch 2, what a way to again bring the narrative more. Not that anything can counteract Grand Theft Auto 2 or Grand Theft Auto 6, but a 3D Mario game could definitely take some of the zeitgeist away and get more people looking at the Switch when it's like, oh, Odyssey 2 or Galaxy 3 is coming out this fall.
Yeah, and I don't think they want to go head to head with Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I think if they did, it'd probably be not in the same week or anything like that.
No. But they need a big fall game on that on that level, and I would sales wise, no, but but I think in gaming mindset, a 3D Mario is on the same footing as a Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think what this ultimately comes down to is Nintendo's need for a system seller. There's a lot of chatter in Nintendo right now where they're kind of disappointed in the Switch 2, not because it's not selling like crazy, but it's under projection from what the Switch was, and that's not a death sentence by any means. For Nintendo, I mean, they went from the Super Nintendo to the N64, which didn't do very well, and they went to GameCube and Wii, which did crazy, and then the Wii U sucked a lot, and then the Switch. So they're used to roller coasters, but I think they probably want to get off that ride. They want to be in this like, look, we're coasting now,
steady, yeah.
And so when you get to year 2 of your console, it's not in a bad spot, but it is trending flat at the best, to down. You need something. And like, what are the games we have? We have Fire Emblem is the biggest game of this year, I would say, that we know of right now. Pocopia is going to be big, but it's also an unknown, kind of. And you got Mario Tennis, and you got these other things, and it's
don't downplay Dustbloods either, though. I know as much as it's not the From Software game you want, it is still a From Software game on Switch.
It could be the system seller that they're hoping for in the fall. Maybe if let's say 3D Mario was not coming out this year, you put that out in like September, sell some units with like the our age crowd, and then maybe if you had a Mario next year, you can get the kids with whatever that would be, or the next Animal Crossing.
Sure.
But it just seems like it's because a counterpoint to what I'm about to say is just like, well, there's only 3 of them. Like, what are the system sellers for Nintendo? Maybe it's 4. It's Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, and Smash. And I would argue that Pokemon's not even really a system seller at this point. It's just something that people pick up when they have it.
It didn't help it. I mean, PlayStation outsold it in November and December, so
yeah,
that is with the brand new Pokemon.
So I think they're really feeling the pressure of wanting. They need a Zelda or a Mario or something to kick off the Switch 2 to this point where it's like, okay, it needs to be in people's hands, not just this like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Because if they keep going down that road, people are going to eventually move past it, and they're just going to be either on the next stuck with their PlayStation or whatever. Like there is a point where if Mario came out in 3 years, like I'm just going to not get a Switch 2 probably. Like unless if my son really wants one.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't really again, Ryan's article is exactly how I feel, but I think that that's a pretty strong case to be made from at least a prediction standpoint. I don't feel silly making this prediction, I guess, which is a comfortable spot for me to be in when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, you were very upset when it got drafted in the league.
I was. I slammed my desk real hard
because
emotions took over.
So
I thought I was going to be sneaky and just pick it up.
Too bad.
I know.
So sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, they need something, right? Like what is in the fall, and there has to be something.
I mean, it's like, people are saying Pokemon 10th gen, so like we had Pokemon last year, but like this would be the classic formula that people love. But again, I just not that Pokemon as a IP is trending down. Like
right.
The Pokemon cards have never been bigger, but like. My son is about to be 9 in a month, and they don't care about playing these games at all. Like none of him and his friends do.
Wow.
They just want the cards.
Wow.
So they're in a weird spot. I wouldn't be surprised if like the Switch 2 has a little bit rough couple. If they don't have a Mario or Zelda here, if they don't have they don't have a Zelda, that's a couple years away. If they don't have a Mario, it's gonna be a rough year, I think. And then like they better have that ready to go next year. But I'm still sticking pat with my prediction for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's a good one.
Okay. All right. I don't believe you, but well.
Well, hey, I got Ryan McCaffrey in my corner. That's more than you got.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I need someone at IGN to write the counter article to this article so I can bring that next week.
What was your wildest prediction this year?
Half-Life 3.
Yeah, you just need your Half-Life 3 article. Even though I didn't make fun of you for it.
Well, Valve's doing something. Campo Santo's doing something.
Yep.
Is it Half-Life 3? I don't know. But
should be.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, that's it. It was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Felt good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a little worried because I was like, oh, man, we're past the cake episodes. It's like, game of the year, predictions, most anticipated.
Oh, never.
That's the fun stuff and the easy stuff. Now it's like, all right, we actually have to like put some thought into this.
I think this 2026 will be a pretty cake year.
Yeah, lots to talk about.
So yeah, including on this Thursday, January 15th, will be a Resident Evil showcase. We might get a Resident Evil Requiem demo drop.
Yeah,
who knows? But at the very least, we're going to see a lot more of Resident Evil Requiem, which
will Nick feel better or feel worse?
Right, as it sits in my maybe category. Will it enter the day one? And I don't think I explained much on that maybe. Because it hasn't shown very well, but I have not played Resident Evil 7 or 8. I've only been playing the remakes.
You've never played 7 or 8?
No.
Why?
It's first person.
You're so weird. You want my Switch to play Zelda and Mario, two of the greatest games of the generation? Nah. All right. Well, yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I maybe there'll be some more Resident Evil news there than just Requiem. But I'm assuming the majority will be just everything about Requiem, and they'll probably show off a collector's edition.
It's my mission.
It'll be the first one to look at and be like,
It's my mission now to make you play 7.
I've watched people play it. I watched an entire playthrough of it.
Okay. All right.
I think it's great. I do.
Yeah.
But it's not my Resident Evil.
8. You can play 8 in third person.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just not an Ethan Winters guy. All right.
Nobody is.
I'm all about that grace.
Yeah, Ethan Winters is the worst.
So yeah, we'll be bringing impressions of that as well as maybe a demo discussion. That would be fun. I'm really interested. I mean, it's known what that game will be, but I'm curious about the first third person and trying that out in real time. So, but anything else to tease?
No,
more Arc Raiders.
More Arc Raiders, man. I mean, no, I'm thinking Dispatch Time might be coming up here soon, and
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, January's a little, as it was last year, it was really slow. I was looking at like what I was playing this time last year, and it was like, oh yeah, a lot of Marvel Rivals, and then I dropped and played Stanley Parable.
It's part of the reason that I was like feel very comfortable playing Arc Raiders. It's not
Right.
like I got Claire done, I got the big stuff done, so I can do it. I mean, there's some play. Like I'm an extra member again, so maybe there's something on there, but I'll probably pick up Dispatch.
Yeah, they were teasing that this month's extra games are going to be something special.
Were they?
Yeah, Billy Boon-kun was...
Billy Boone. Good old Billy Boone.
Maybe it's in relation to this Resident Evil showcase. Maybe we'll see. Well, maybe Resident Evil 8 will be added there.
Oh, wait, hold on. When did you see this? Was it 2 hours ago?
Why?
Because it says like Billy Bill Coon at 4:04. Here are the headliners with some other titles joining PS Plus. Let's see if we can do this on.
It was Resident Evil 8.
Is it?
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, The Exit 8, and Art of Rally. So yeah, 2 big games.
Okay. Yeah, those are.
Too bad I've played Village and I don't have time for Infinite Wealth.
No.
Sweet.
So so we'll have at least one topic next week to talk about, and Resident Evil is always a fun time. I actually went back because I'm not playing games anymore. I watched Resident Evil 5 had DLC, and I forgot all about it, so I watched someone play through those DLCs.
So you're in that I want to be around games, I just don't want to play them phase.
Right.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah, I'm always around it.
Yeah.
It's always interested. I'm always following it and excited. I was very excited when I saw that Fable was part of that Xbox Developer Direct. I was like, fuck yeah, getting excited.
Up your gummy dosage.
I don't know, man.
That'll
I think
probably make you fall asleep.
I think that's part of the problem. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm reacting the way most people do to that.
That's fair.
So,
all right, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I need to talk.
John is referencing I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm not playing video games. Like something funky is going on, and yeah, I don't know. It's just some mental hurdles I need to get through.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm doing all the right steps to get there. So we'll see.
Sure.
Just might not be a lot of gaming in that time. So
Yeah. Luckily for both of us, I'm still going strong.
yeah,
One of us is always going strong.
yeah. Someone's got to carry the show.
Yep.
So, all right. If that's it for the show. As always, we love you out there. Thank you for listening. Please write in. Let us know what you're playing. You'll be read on this show. I guarantee it. Even if you have something mean to say, we don't care. We like angry emails. We've only gotten one. Yeah. Maybe we need to make maybe more controversial opinions out there. But
Donald Trump's a great. I can't do it. Can't even do it.
Oh boy. Here we go. All right. On that note, we will be back next week with Resident Evil talk and so much more. Bye.
See you guys. Good luck, Jesse.